Bayelsa. Imo has 2.419 registered voter, and about 2.318 has collected their PVC. Then Kogi has a registered voter of 1.932. Then around 1.833 has collected their PVC. I think from the figure I just read out now, you discover that it is very impressive. The rate of collection of PVC is very, very impressive. I think it's only in Nimbo that we have about 101,000 uncollected PVC. In Kogi, I think about 99,000, and in Bayelsa State about 39,000. So there is relative improvement in PVC collection. We are now appealing to our people to go out en masse to choose freely the candidates of their choice. It's so sad, or it will be sad at the end of the day, that over 1 million people collected. Look at Imo, for example, 1.8 million people collected PVC. It will be sad that at the end of the day, the result of the election, the people that will go out to vote will not even be up to 1 million. I remember the last Anambra governorship election that we monitor. Between number 1, 2, 3, and 4, there were less than 600,000 votes. The person that came first, second, third, and fourth in that particular election. So it's seriously not encouraging. So we appeal to the people to go out en masse and vote for the candidate of their choice. And we also employ security operatives to create an enabling environment, a level playing field, an atmosphere that is tense. Of course, people will be scared to go out and exercise their franchise. So let's really hope for the best today, that at the end of the day, things will turn out. INEC once again has promised IREF, transmission of result or uploading of result through IREF. Let's also hope that INEC will make good that they are promised. Of course, I believe it's doable and it's possible, because in the last election, they actually transmitted and uploaded the result of the governorship. I think the devil we have in that election was the inability of INEC to transmit result of the presidential election real time according to promise. So that was the problem we have with the last general election. So let's hope that this off-season election, 3 states together, will be able to serve as a litmus test for INEC and a catalyst based on the little experience and lessons we have learned from the general election to be able to advance the credibility of future elections. So let's hope for the best that things will turn out very good today.
Now, it appears that Imo State is in the eye of what appears to be controversies because of what has happened to Ajero. But now let's also look at the National Industrial Court sitting in Abuja. It restrained the Nigerian Labour Congress, that's also the Trade Union Congress, as well as their affiliates from embarking on any strike or industrial action as a result of what appears to be the beatings Ajero received while trying to protest what appears to be payment of emolument by the governor, talking about the incumbent governor, Hope Uzodinma. And of course, we heard what Ajaero said yesterday, that he was taken up by the police and, of course, handed over to thugs who beat the daylight out of him. And now, looking at what the court has actually delivered in this particular case, can we have a system where the people cannot speak up? Because the NLC feels that the right of their national president was breached and they wanted a redress some sort. And now the court is saying that you can't go on strike, and their conditions that they've laid out to the federal government and also to the state government, nothing has been achieved with all of that. What do we make out of this, especially as we're looking at Imo state elections as it is now?
Well, first of all, I think a nationwide strike, in my view, is not a form of redress for the assaults and maltreatment method to Joe Ajaero. It was unfortunate. I have said it. I will never support affronts or assaults against any individual, let alone someone of the caliber of NSC president. That's just the truth. Of course, sanctions could be meted out. I learned yesterday that the IGP has set up a high-power committee, investigative panel, to bring some people to justice. You can't just have a situation where NSC president will be dragged on the floor, will be blown, will be beaten, slapped, and molested just in that manner. It's highly condemnable. But I believe the idea of a nationwide strike is just like an attempt to kill a butterfly with a sledgehammer. Of course, that is way too high. The case in Imo, well, the governor has come out to say a lot of things that he has no hand in it, but he has not been able to put that beyond reasonable doubt. It is all about politics. Ajaro present, especially for the fact that he has at one time or the other, and even till now, identified with a political party, also make his move to be very suspicious. It's not as if people cannot speak out. We have a lot of Nigerians that their rights are being trampled upon on a daily basis. Or is it because Joe Ajaro is the NSC president and he can decide to grant the country? Look at the precarious situation in Nimo, for example. You know, the strike action has started in Imo, but the NSC decided to picket airports across the country of airline going to Imo. GBOLABO, you get what I'm saying?
I understand. But Austin, what about deterrence? It is Ajiro today. One cannot tell who will be the next person who will have such kind of things being done. If at all what he has said is true, because investigations are supposed to look into some of these details and exposure that the NLC president came up with. But then if there is no deterrent, how are we sure that more Democrats, more CSOs will not be beaten up in this manner by state machineries who are supposed to protect lives and properties? Because at this stage, it's something that it's mind-boggling. And we also have the DIG yesterday, Frank Kumba, coming up to say that yes, Imo State is one area that he wants to speak with the CSOs, and of course he wants to have a synergy with the press, don't go out with fake news and all of that. And he did not address the instances of what happened before the processes that culminated into Hope Uzodinma saying he's not aware and all of that. He didn't want to mention issues around the beating of Ajero. But now, are we not setting a kind of precedent that is not too good if this is not well handled?
GBOLABO, you know, there have always been precedents as far as this issue is concerned. I told you earlier, this attack on the NSC president is highly condemnable. Personally, I believe that between then and now, some people should have been brought to justice. Perhaps that could placate the NSC. But we must also draw a distinction between national office as a CSO or a labor organization and politics. And on the other hand, too, most Nigerian rights are being trampled upon by state actors on a daily basis. I don't know whether you are getting the point I'm making.
Right.
You say, okay, today is Ajero. Of course, I agree that people should be brought to justice. But the type of thing that NSC want to embark upon is crystal clear that they want to unduly punish innocent citizens. You know, we have some of our people today that could not fly from Lagos to Imo today. Innocent Nigerians. They could not fly just because NSC want to grant Imo State. And let me tell you for free, some of this action they are taking against Imo, they thought they are taking against Imo government, they may just in one way or the other enable the election to be like a walkover for Hope Uzodinma. I'm not saying that he will win the election, but if care is not taken, all of these things might just work in his advantage because the atmosphere is tense. Some of our people that are there, they said the atmosphere is already volatile. Voters may not be able to come out, and you know these politicians the way they do. At the end of the day, result will come out at all costs. So the point I'm making is that we can still go back to the drawing table. We can still go back to the dialogue table. What of other Nigerians that are being molested by the Nigerian police and other state actors that are not NSC president, for example? You understand the point I'm making?
Right.
The other time, the Kogi state governor was going to Abuja. His security detail and some military guys, they had altercation on the expressway. The military guys had to waylay the convoy of the governor. That has never happened in the history of Nigeria before. They had to waylay the convoy of the governor. They blocked the road that the governor would not pass. An executive governor of a state, military guys blocking him on the highway. That is like a form of coup. That was why a news filtered in at that time that there was an assassination attempt on the life of Governor Yaya Bello. And Yaya Bello had to come out and say no. At some point, I even learned that he had to intervene because the military authority wanted to dismiss those guys for doing that. But the point I'm making is that when a big man is assaulted, all of us want heaven to fall. But the poor men on the street have always been assaulted by these same state actors. The implication of what has happened is that we cannot use national strike to cure or to imply a deterrent for the assault on Joe Ajaero. A lot of Nigerians will suffer. Some Nigerians have started suffering because we have seen people who are supposed to go for personal and private or even business engagement, and they cannot go. You talk about, and people go to work every day in Nigeria today, and yet they find it very difficult to make ends meet. Now you talk about the national strike that will grant the economy of the country. There are so many Nigerians who are daily income earners that if they don't go out, they can't feed. So what is NSC fighting for? It should not just be a personal fight. How many times has NSC called on strike because our roads are bad? How many times have they embarked on national strike because the National Assembly, they decide to award 160 million vehicle for themselves in this year's budget? So we should want to be having them engage in constructive engagement with the government, not parochial and personal interest. And on the case decided by the Industrial Court in Abuja, it's an ex parte motion. An ex parte motion means that a party was involved. The other party was not physically available. So an ex parte order can still be vacated. But as it is today, the court is saying that NSC is restrained in form of an interim order through an ex parte motion that they cannot embark on strike. So Monday is there. Let's see what Monday will come up with. Maybe NSC will have to go to court. Don't forget the issue of a restraining order was also part of the issue in Imo State, because the Imo State government is saying that there is a restraining order that Imo chapter of the NSC should not embark on a strike. But the leadership of the NSC has said that that interim order has been vacated. So these are some of the issues that transpire. So let's see how it goes. But sincerely, believe you me, of course, there are some people on this our platform that do not like the face of the government, who feel that the economy should collapse. At the end of the day, the government will not suffer. It is innocent citizens that will suffer. I don't see how beating a national chairman or assault on a national chairman should culminate into a total industrial strike where activity of innocent Nigeria will be granted. Workers that will not go to work, they will still be paid at the end of the day. After us, ASU members have been paid now for doing nothing. So that's it. How about those who are not in the payroll of the government? That is what we are talking about. Who pay for those ones? The suffer that they will suffer, will it be compared to the suffering or the damage or the beating that Ajaero suffer? There is politics to all of this, which I feel that it can be resolved. I don't think as a labor movement who should fight for the right of the Nigerian worker should further inflict pain and hardship on Nigerian workers and innocent citizens because the NSC president had been assaulted. It's highly condemnable, and I believe by now some people should have been brought to justice as far as that is concerned, because those who assaulted Ajaero, they were not ghosts, they were human beings. And police, how can you take somebody into protective custody and the person is still brutalized? So the police also need to come clean as far as this issue is concerned. The NSC leadership demanded that the commissioner of police in Imo be redeployed. He has been redeployed. Some of these agitation should be made, but honestly, I don't believe a national strike is a way to go.
All right, Austin. Let's come back to your state here, and of course, the level of ritual killing in Oyo State. It's I know it's virtually in every part of the country, but Oyo State is the domain and our domain here, and of course, hearing of news like this is becoming very prevalent, and we still remember the soccer issue. And now we're also having this one: police parading a 45-year-old man suspected to be ritualist. He was identified as Hazan Kolawole with fresh human head in Ibadan, and of course other parts. And he is saying from his testimony that he has one wife and two children, and things are very hard for him in taking good care of them. So he has to go to a Muslim cleric who got all of this for him. What can Makinde do to check some of this balance? We do know that the governor is the chief security officer of any state. And now I know for your state this is very prevalent. How much more can Makinde rise up to the occasion looking at this spate of ritual killings?
Yes, I think security generally, the governor has done so fantastically well in some other area. But in terms of security, I think the performance of the governor is still abysmally low. So I feel that it's a work in progress. The governor is a chief security officer of the state. He can take the bull by the horn. We should not always hide under the guise of a central policing system. We don't have state police. Police does not report to him. They report to the IGP. They report to the federal government or what have you. There was once upon a time in Oyo State, the security situation was a lot better. But today, I feel that a lot can still be done. I know that the governor has also invested so much in security through the police and other affiliate security organizations. But the issue of ritual killing, of course, you can't separate that from the socioeconomic problem that we have in our society today. People cannot make ends meet. The purchasing power of the people have been weakened. Those that are working are complaining, let alone those who do not even have opportunity to earn a living. Look at those who are, look at the exchange rate, for example, has made the currently worthless. So life has become so unbearable for a lot of Nigeria. But I believe that cutting off the head is not a cure for headache. You understand? So those who are into ritual killing for money, you know, who are into killing, cutting human part for money. I don't know the science or the superstition that profounded that harvesting of human organ can fetch money. You can actually use human part for ritual and you become rich. I do not know. The likes of Dangote, even the rich people among us, they never became rich by ritual killing. So we must also teach that and inculcate that into our people. That is why the role of religious body comes in. But this story now is sad that this fellow had to connive with a cleric, a religious cleric. It is quite sad because it's a social organization. The church, the mosque, for example, should be like an agent of civilization that will teach people the way of God, that will teach people morality. For example, we need to tell people if life is unbearable today, of course, we all hope that things will improve. And it's biting so hard, not on some segment of the people. And don't also forget, that is why government must address the socio-economic problem of the country. Because it is not everybody that can withstand prayer. What other people will take and still be able to manage. There are some other people, they can't be able to stand it. So there is prayer here and there. There is depression. A lot of people are committing suicide. You know, I read in the news, I think a couple of days ago, that the mother of that small boy in Lagos that said,
Mommy, calm down.
Mommy, calm down. That woman committed suicide or what have you. Up until now, we do not know what transpired. How could such a thing happen? So if you look at it one way or the other, it's either it is marital issue or economic issue. So the government has a role to play. The religious bodies has a role to play. So we appeal to the governor of Oyo State. Like I said earlier, he has done well in so many areas, fantastically well. But security is everything. So we must address security. If you are attracting investors, you are building infrastructure, you need to secure some of these things to take place. Our president, there are fantastic promises, bilateral agreement, a lot of investment is coming to the country, but is the area safe? That is the issue that we are talking about, because security is the principal thing. That is why the Constitution in Section 14 says that security and welfare. Security and welfare. Security comes first. It is a man that is alive, that is secure, that will think of what to eat, or I'm not eating, or I need to make money. It is because we are secure. So security is very important. So we appeal to the Oyo State governor to look into security situation. And it is not only prevalent in Oyo State. I think that is the reigning thing in Nigeria today. So the national government too have to come in.
All right, Austin, let's go back to the off-cycle elections. And of course, I want to relate this to the EFCC. Now, the EFCC is deploying its operatives on election monitoring operations in Bayelsa, Kogi, and Imo State to monitor those that will offer money for vote buying. And of course, it's saying that it's going to check financial fraud, and associated crimes. Now, I don't know, is this a way that it's much more insightful for the EFCC to carry out some of its operations? Because I don't know, what exactly does the EFCC want to get out of this? And now we are seeing that all agencies, the MDAs, the parastatals of government are moving into action because of these particular elections. We do know that there are some salient issues here, and INEC appears to be the electoral umpire. INEC is even saying little. And now we have more of the rebattles, the National Security Advisor also warning those planning to disrupt the off-cycle elections. Is this a do or die affair? Because we have the NSA there where people are being kidnapped. We read in the news all the time how the Southeast has become a boiling point to live right about now in Nigeria. We also learn of how much more people are being kidnapped on a daily basis and ransom are being paid. And now, why don't we have our security, our national security advisor, issuing statement warning some of these perpetrators to stop all of this act? When election is here, we see them issuing statement. Even EFCC has also issued statement. Why do we have our electoral process having the MDAs, even those that don't have direct link, speaking up and issuing threats?
Yes, I think one of the functions of the NSA is to ensure that there is security across the country. Of course, most of the security agency, they report directly to the office of the NSA in terms of coordination. Whether he has not personally issued statement on some of the insecurity that we have witnessed under him. Well, I can't independently verify that, but election in Nigeria is a mega business. It's like everybody is interested in election, and election is about everything. That is why we make it a do or die affair. Meanwhile, in the Senate clime, election is regarded as the festival of democracy. Well, to showcase like a culture, you'll be happy. There was a time we went to monitor election in Ghana. Children were in the classroom, people were voting outside the class. Children were in the classroom, pupils, they were in the classroom, no public holiday, no shutting down of airspace, no shutting down of vehicular movement. Everybody went about their normal business. You see civil servants, they will leave their place of work, cast their vote, and come back to their offices. So the EFCC, they arrested some people in the last election. What has happened to these people? That's the issue that we are talking about. EFCC have always come out at the polling unit to monitor people, to arrest people. And in the last election, I can authoritatively also confirm that a lot of these EFCC operative at the polling unit, they saw people giving money and they simply looked away. So that is what we have always seen. The reason why our election is still a do or die affair is that electoral offenders are not being punished. Those that were arrested in the last election, what happened to them? So that is just the truth. So as far as I'm concerned, the threat of the EFCC is just an empty threat. I think they should focus more on dealing with financial crime, especially on the part of high-profile individuals, especially government officials that have wrecked this country, that has brought this country to where we are today. Look at the forest issue that we are having today. We have a lot of these big people snatching greenback in their various homes. What has EFCC been able to do? The cases at their disposal, what have they been able to do? You understand? Of course, vote buying is not good. Nobody is encouraging vote buying. But under this precarious economic situation, people will buy votes. People will collect money to cast their vote. That is the truth, because they do no longer trust any government. So they want to do what they call the Boko Sebe. That is what they want to do. So if we reform the system and we allow votes to count, and people that are voted for are being declared, at the end of the day, some of these vices will reduce. We don't have to have a security operative, NDLEA, everybody coming to polling unit as if it's a battlefront. So I don't think it's really nice. So EFCC to focus more on the weightier matter. I'm not against them. I'm not saying that they should not do their job. But the point I'm making is that some of the people that they have arrested in previous election, have they been able to prosecute them? We also have it on good authority and on record that people also shed money at polling units where EFCC will look away, especially when they had to take side with certain political party in an election. So these are the issues that we are talking about.
All right, Austin, before we go on this break, a Labour Party element in Afenifere pushing false narratives, and that is coming from Fashoronte. This appears to be a lingering internal battle within Afenifere, the pan-Yoruba social political organization. And now Riwe and Fashoronte, and of course Ayo Adebanjo has been at loggerhead looking at all of these instances on issue of politics. Now, is this healthy, especially looking at them as elder statesmen who should lead by example?
These are not elder statements, as far as I'm concerned. Afenifere should just metamorphose into a political party. Their activity have been very shameful. That's all the truth. They are not the only social, cultural, or social political organization in Nigeria. Look at the ACF, Arewa Consultative Forum. How many candidates did they endorse in this last election? You know, at the level of Afenifere, you are just like a royal father or a clergyman.
Right.
Everybody belongs to you. You are the father of all.
All right, Austin, we'll come back to that very shortly.
Something here people take inside. Okay.
All right, because we have to pay this bill. We'll be back very shortly with that. Please do stay with us.
Stay tuned to 32 FM 94.9.
Mọ́mì wa, kí ló ń jẹ́ kí tí oníṣokoléètì tẹ́ ẹ kò rí yọ̀yọ̀yọ̀? Ṣé yọ̀yọ̀yọ̀ látara mílìkì ni tàbí yọ̀yọ̀yọ̀ látara wàrà? Ǹjẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ wípé ìdá 20 tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mílìkì ló ń bẹ nínú Milo Active Go? Milo, ó kún láti tẹ̀síwájú.
Milo!
Béèyàn bá rí ìdúnàdúrà tó dàbí ìfà, inú ẹni á dùn bí ìgbà tá a rówó he lápò. 32 FM tún gbédè o. Polówó ọjà rẹ láwọn ojúpọ̀ ayélujára 32 FM pẹ̀lú ẹ̀dínwó tó dùn mọ́ni dọ́kàn. Ìfẹ́ tá a ní sí yín àti okòwò yín ló bí àǹfààní bàǹtàbàǹtà yìí. O lè polówó ọjà, iṣẹ́ àbí okòwò rẹ láwọn ojúpọ̀ ayélujára 32 FM gbogbo pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún 5 náírà péré, 5,000 naira only. Láti jẹmu láǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ yìí, pè tàbí kí o ti àtẹ̀ránṣẹ́ sí Tóminsìn lórí 0703 476 7684, Bọ́láńlé 0810 067 2518. Àǹfààní yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kọkànlá sí ọjọ́ kọkànlélọ́gbọ̀n oṣù kejìlá ọdún 2023.
It's been 6 years. 6 years of quality broadcasting. 6 years of filling your heart and your world with laughter. As 32 FM celebrates its 6th anniversary, we ask you to join us in changing the narrative about the environment in Ibadan. Let's keep Ibadan clean together. We urge you to join us as we clean up Ojaba Market on Saturday, the 11th of November 2023. We will also be joined by the Honorable Commissioner for Environment in Oyo State, Honorable Abdulmojid Mogbonjibola, and his team. Time is 7 a.m. prompt.
See how I'm using corner eye to look at you as you keep pressing *321# on your phone. Is it not credit that you want to borrow from Glow?
Yes, now. What happened? Has the code changed?
Where have you been, girl? *303# is the new code to borrow credit and data on Glow.
So the code is no longer *321#, but *303#?
Confirmento. Voila! It worked, oh! Before Uncle, *303#, not before show. But, guy, I hope so the data where you borrow go reach me and you.
Dial *303# to borrow credit and data on Glow and pay later. *303#, new code, same great ease.
Glow Unlimited.
Power on sachet, 100 naira. I said power on sachet, 100 naira. It good for food, it good for your pocket. 100 naira. Mama, papa, power all the go. 100 naira. Power oil, yeah. 100 naira. Just for you. Power oil is there for you. 100 naira. Say now 100 naira.
Buy your Power Oil 45 ml sachet at 100 naira only.
Power oil, hey, power oil.
Who is at the door? It's Santa!
ho, ho, ho!
Children, are you ready to experience the best Santa party of the year? 32 FM Laughter Santa is back with more goodies than you can count. 23 days of fun, games, and gifts with 32 FM's Laughter Santa from the 2nd of December to the 24th of December 2023. Venue Bond Mall, MKO Abiola Way, Ring Road, opposite Auto Filling Station, Ibadan. Gate fee still 2,000 naira only. Time 10 a.m. daily. For sponsorship and inquiries, call Sumbo on 0908 738279 or OI on 0813 125 1915. Beyond the Laughter Park from Santa, there's also more on the Laughter Santa Raffle Show every day from 4:10 to 5 p.m. where every caller is a winner of super gifts like plots of land, tiles, school fees, bags of rice, electronic gadgets, and lots more. Laughter Santa is proudly supported by Alleluia Oil, Right Food, Delight Chin Chin, Danabid Homes and Properties, RC Cola, Tiwa the Wise Monkey, Letty G Properties, Boom Drinks, iShow Gadgets, La Casera, Crunchy Cheese Balls, and Fan Meal. Don't miss out on 32 FM's Laughter Santa 2023. See you there.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to Break It On Papers Review here on 32 FM 94.9. Of course, we have Austin Edumi doing virtually with us this morning. But quickly, we'll open the phone lines and take your comments. Also on our socials, 32FM 949 Ibadan on Facebook and also on YouTube in case you also want to drop your comments. The numbers to call into the program this morning is 070-550-949 or 080-97949. For our international audience, +234 962 The numbers again are 070-550-949 or 080-97949. All right, we'll have a call. I will go back to Fasoroji very quickly, Mr. Austin, but let's take this one. Hello, good morning.
Thank you, GBOLABO. I'm John Uzo.
All right.
I want to disagree with my friend the day Austin this morning a little bit. Just let me remind him that a drastic malady requires a drastic remedy and put himself on them drastically. And the silent indicator of evil is evil. Not to speak is to speak. Concerning Ajay, two wrong cannot make it right. What goes wrong becomes wrong. An injustice done to one is an injustice done to all. And they say the inability of the federal government, or let me say police headquarters, to investigate the roots of that incident and ensure people who perpetrated that illegal act are brought to justice, initiated the gas protest. Why is it that it is now that a deputy has ordered an investigation into that ugly incident? If the people were properly investigated and possibly charged to court, this protest would not have taken place. It will not even have been. Because I and people will know that the federal government has done the needful. Let me be brief. Thank you. Happy weekend.
All right, thank you so much, John Njoku, for that very comment. And of course, the numbers are still 070-550-949 or 080-97949. All right, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Happy weekend.
Same to you. Good morning.
This is John Omariwaju calling from Agbo.
All right, welcome, John.
Thank you. On the issue of Ajero, partially I agree with Austin. But in the reason is that, there are some things that the NS is supposed to come out and fight for the masses. Even not for the masses, for themselves as well. The issue of subsidy, they're supposed to come out and talk. They are not supposed to even agree just like that. They need to threaten the government about it. Even the issue of 160 million purchasing cars from the House of Assembly, even 150 billion budgeted for the wife of the Mr. President. All those things, they need to come out and go against it. So those are the things. But the way the police maltreated the Gyro, I don't agree with that one. And they are expecting the Commissioner of Police to do something about it. Until today, it has yet to do anything. And on the issue of ritual scanning, to me, I don't want to agree with Austin that governors should take concerned much about it. No, it's police should be blamed about it. Look at what happened at Ampete about one three affairs that beheaded one Sophia. Well, how far about this case? I that they have released these people. I don't know how true it is. If true, there are many people like that. They will just release them like that. That is why they are giving power to those that are doing it. So the police should be blamed on this issue. Thank you and good morning.
Good morning, John Olaruwajo. Thank you for dropping that. And quickly, let's take comments on Facebook. We have this one. The trend in Nigeria is strike before any meaningful things can come up from the government. NLC went on strike before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration negotiated with them. It is the norm. Promissory notes gotten by NLC while government will go to sleep without implementing anything. And of course, that is coming from Okedi Babatunde. We'll have more here. And this is from Adasi Bisolo. Just says, those who are beating about the bush by making excuses for the government with double mouth on Nigeria's attack are not democratic. They are only helping. All right. Let's see the last word here. It says, they are only helping the government to destroy this country, but will be rewarded for over 8 years till present Tinubu government. Nigeria has turned to a jungle. All right, we have this one from Honorable Akinkumi Camille. The caller says, Joe Ajaero-led NLC is partisan and such beating will always melted at them. It is only Imo government that owes civil servant. Why is it only Imo? If you are in Izodima show, what will you do? The private workers are there fighting for themselves. All right, we'll take one more call and, of course, get back to hosting because our time is fast spent. Hello, good morning.
GBOLABO, good morning.
Good morning.
GBOLABO.
Good morning.
Who invited John calling from Ibadan? Who invited Ajaero? Is it not the state agency that invited Ajaero?
All right, John, you were asking a question. Please go ahead.
Ajaero did not go on his own. But whatever thing that a man sow, he will reap. See the way Nigeria is today. Who caused it? It is the generation that are ruling us. And God will not forgive.
All right, we have that one from John. Austin, do you want to react to some of the things? You were talking about Fasoroti before we went on that break. Do you want to react to some of the things there?
Yes, I think we should conclude on Fasoroti. They should go and form a political party. They are not leading well. They are not good at dance. That's just one thing about them. They are too political. Yes, on the issue of NSC, I think there must be caution. Let's see what will happen as from Monday. But I will continue to say it irrespective of whatever anybody says. That's my personal opinion. National industrial strike is too heavy for what has happened. However, I agree.
Austin, we have a caller. Sorry, Austin, we have a caller here. Hello. Good
morning. This is Shegun from Oyo.
All right, please go ahead.
There are two factions of NSC in Imo State. Why Ajaero as the father of NSC not mind the two factions together before they emerge on this strike? Anything now, Bayelsa, there are what we call demonstration 2 days before that of Imo. It did not go there. In July, other state workers did the same thing. Did not go there. Then when they are there, many months of salary, did not go there. He's political because he's from Abia, but he was born in Imo. He has everything to destroy Imo State. Have a nice time.
All right, thank you so much for that call. And of course, we have another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
I think Mr. Austin has said it all.
Can we have your name, please, and where you're calling us from?
From Shukari of Ibadan.
All right, please go ahead.
But one thing we should know is that all singers are not equal, and as human beings, we have different leadership status. Like in the family, you can't treat the head of a family like you treat children outside without the children voting.
It's actually fast spent. We have to leave the studios right about now. And of course, Austin, do you have any last word as we leave the studios this morning?
Yes, I think the Oyo State government should do better in the area of insecurity. You can't blame the president for insecurity in Nigeria, and you simply ask us to blame police for insecurity in Oyo State. It's not fair.
All right, we must say a big thank you to Austin Idimo for doing this with us this morning. Thank you so much. And to all our callers, those viewers, and also drop comments on our socials, we also say a big thank you. That's so much we can take on the Break It On Papers review. My name is GBOLABO, Famous School. Bye for now.